Welcome, welcome, welcome to Culturally Distinct Sports. I'm your host, Jessica. I have Troy and Jay Mitchell, my other host, here today with me. Hi, fellas.
What's up?
Good day, good day, good day, good day.
So I'm, as always, I'm excited to be here. I really am. So we go through this every time. No, don't look at me like that, Jackie. Last night I was getting excited because I'm like, we're recording on a different day.
Yep.
I won't say what day because
We don't know it's going to air.
I mean, it's coming up. So I was kind of excited. I was like, all right, this is a little different. How
It
y'all
is.
feeling?
I feel great. I mean, I'm like you. I appreciate the time and the day. So, like you stated, it gives us a different start.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. So,
Not dealing with Houston traffic trying to get it.
Oh, my God.
Exactly.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm excited. We have a lot to cover, so we're just going to dive right in. Lots and lots and lots. I mean,
So much has happened.
first of all, can I just say we could have a whole show on the Olympics in itself. I mean, no surprise, but
We could.
I wish we could.
It's a lot going on there.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to highlight one story that everybody probably knows of. But I wish we had time to cover like all the medals. Because there's,
We can
we could, because there's
do an
some,
Olympic coverage.
oh my God, there's just so much stuff going on.
It's our show.
Yeah. I mean, really, we could talk about it all night, day, whatever we're in.
Talk to Troy.
So, if you have not heard, which you probably have, most of us have heard about the Simone Biles pulling out and doing this for her mental health. And as the story has unfolded, we have learned more. Simone Biles has spoke up, as the days have went on, and she has said that she did this for her health. And the more that's come out, we found out. So an article came out yesterday, and she said that she had, at least at that moment, a case of the twisties. Did you guys read this or know about it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so for those of you that are watching that don't know about the twisties, it is where your alignment is off. Everything, like your body wants to do one thing, but your brain, your mind doesn't know.
Equilibrium,
Yeah,
everything,
you just
yep.
don't know where you're at. So she stated that this was what was going on with her right before the finals when she was practicing. So, I mean, all I can say is, first of all, kudos to her for listening to her body, for acknowledging what's going on and paying attention and taking that serious, because it's easy to, I can't speak for her, but I just know for me, and I've talked to other, like for the average person, not even competing for a gold medal, it's easy to, when that pressure's on, just like in your business or in work, you sweep it under the rug and you kind of say, I got to get through this. I have to do this. I have to. And I mean, it is so commendable that, she took control of herself and her body and her life and stood up for herself and told her team something's off. And then amazing team to stick with her. I will say that because, there's some teams that I know we've talked about this on past shows that might not be so supportive and maybe push her, but she has spoke to the fact that her coach and everyone was so supportive of her making this decision. And by the way, she did have healthcare professionals in on this. So
Yep.
This wasn't just her decision. They haven't given the details, but what I'm reading in between the lines is that they also agreed that there was enough going on with her off to say,
They're doing
let's
the
pull
same
back.
thing. I would hope that her teammate, if anyone can understand what she's going through, her teammate's supposed to be able to understand, right?
Yeah.
Like none of us sitting at this table understand flying 15 feet in the air, spinning 720 degrees, and flipping twice, and understanding the mindset that has to go with that to be able to land it and
To track
perform
that.
it and track it. So the idea of getting lost in the air and having the twisties, I understand the concept. I think it's getting too much attention, negative and positive. A lot of people are supportive of her, like, oh, it's just so da-da-da-da. And you have a lot of people who are saying she's quitting on her team. I think both sides are kind of going too far with it. Like, we're giving her a lot of praise. Like, I mean, okay. In my mind, she doesn't have anything else to prove. You're the greatest Olympian gymnast to ever do this. So you don't have anything to prove. I think she's getting a lot of unnecessary ridicule saying that she's quitting on her team because, again, these are, armchair gymnasts that are making these comments saying that you're quitting on your team. So in my mind, it's not that big of a deal. If she's not in the right mindset to go perform, then don't go perform. I don't want to see you go out there and land on your head and break your neck. So I mean, it is what it is. She didn't perform. But again,
Well,
she's the greatest that ever do it. She doesn't have anything to prove.
And if I could say, Troy, she says her words. She was saying that there's this thing that goes in her head: don't bail or you will die. And that's heavy.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about, and some fellow gymnasts have backed her up and said, when you have these twisties, your health and your life can be on the line. Because if depending on how you land, God forbid, some serious things can happen to your body if you're not landing. And I don't know if you guys saw the videos of her. She showed them, and then
I saw that.
She couldn't land.
I saw
yeah.
that.
So she made a super smart, wise decision.
When were those videos taken? We can start some controversy.
No, those were just.
I'm not here for controversy.
You know,
I'm not here for controversy. I had enough controversy off
She
camera.
looked like she was
That's
laughing.
what
I had enough controversy off camera over here. We won't bring that up. But anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say because we was just.
Man, jeez. But for Simone Biles, man, I applaud her. Period. As Troy stated, there's nothing she has to prove, and I don't think if you have never been that caliber of athlete, like people don't understand the mental capacity and how strong you have to be, and so in professional sports, like I said, it's the only job that you'll ever have that your job is on the line every day.
Can I? Sorry, I have to say.
Yes.
As a former educator, I will say, as a teacher, your job is on the line every day. Not to.
Well, no.
Target,
I'm
but
just
I
saying,
have to throw that in there.
No, I was an educator as well.
And we get
so.
paid way less.
Hey.
Way less.
That's why I got out of education.
I know, but I'm
know.
saying, so I have to say
Thank you.
your job is on the line every day as a
Right.
teacher.
But like you say, with the ridicule, with the media, with whatever, it's just let her be human.
Mm-hmm.
She's human. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. Leave her alone.
Can I say those people that are saying that are ignorant, though? I just ignore all that.
Yeah,
There's a
it's
few
like-
out there, but those are the ignorant folks. And sadly, there was one in this state that said that in our city.
Yeah.
Yes. I won't name the name.
Ted Cruz
But
or
I'm not
somebody.
even going to acknowledge, but he was saying, and he took it back. He deleted it, but he didn't take it back. He just deleted the tweet. He was saying, I don't want to misquote him, but he basically thought it was a selfish, he said something to the effect of like, it's a selfish, ridiculous decision. Again, I'm paraphrasing.
So you know what's crazy about that?
But they were like, he ain't never flipped in the air.
Not even that. The crazy part about I was watching Good Times.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Good Times. This is it was so crazy because and I hate to bring this up, but it was really a valid point that, my man James Evans made. He was going for a job. So when it was another race, they were giving the proper title. When it was given to someone else, they were called a handyman,
Mhm.
right? And so the crazy part about that is when you speak of whoever this person is, I look
He's
at
a politician.
right, but I look at the history of
Mhm.
America, right? The history of America, where you speak of wars, when you speak of all these things, you speak of criminal activity. Things are just not painted the same for people of color, period.
Correct.
So in doing that, if they were white, they're a patriot. If they're black or if they're some other type of minority, it's a not so patriot. That's what's killing me. She's representing the United States of America. So if that was Mary Lou Retton, I don't know if y'all remember Mary Lou
Oh,
Retton.
completely.
But that's what I'm
I
saying.
love Mary
But
Lou
prior
Retton.
to Mary Lou Retton, it was Dominique Dawes. So we've had a series of,
Yeah.
the athletic gymnasts. So I'm just like, it's America.
Yeah.
Like she's representing him as well, going out there
Yeah.
and flipping and doing that. So whoever it was, take two.
I don't even acknowledge those folks.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're ignorant.
I wonder,
And
what do they want her to do?
Juggle on
Like
some
for
balls.
the people that
hurt
said
herself?
that she's being selfish, what do they want her to do? They
Hurt
want her to go
herself,
out there and make a
apparently?
fool out of herself, make a fool out of
Hurt
America.
herself.
it's not
Hurt
even a make a
herself.
fool. Hurt. I
Hurt.
don't care how
Yeah,
you
what
look.
is it?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't,
like-
I don't understand.
I'm just, it's so disturbing. So can I say,
Tell him to go juggle on some balls.
wait, but here's the thing. Can we, and
That's what you tell
I just, anyway, I just
Ball
got
juggler.
that. Bruh. Okay.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, just
To end this story on a positive note, her boyfriend Do you guys know who her boyfriend is?
Yeah.
I don't know him, but I've
He's a
seen him.
Houstonian.
plays safety.
He plays
for the
safety.
Texans.
Yes.
So I'm so excited because he has supported her, at least publicly. I mean, of course, privately, but publicly. He posts like this beautiful post. Again, I don't want to get his words wrong, but it was something to the effect of like, baby, I love you. I support you. You're so strong. So, you know, it's black love and I love it. And he's holding her down and he's in Houston.
Power
so
to the people.
yeah. So, you know, that
Power to
counteracted all the
motherfucking people.
the negative.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, there's other motives behind that. Behind that post.
What?
know it is.
Wait, Troy, tell us. Tell us.
I mean,
Ah,
Simone.
Simone Biles.
Simone Biles. She's,
Listen.
I mean, she got
Affiliation.
a healthy bank account.
Come on, man.
wow, guys.
I don't know about
I know
that.
he's an NFL player.
Wow.
I don't
guys.
listen. Don't say guys. All I'm saying is this. It's black love.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
I
sticking
was
with
trying
black
to
love.
end it on a positive
Him.
note, and we over here
Him
starting.
over there.
I'm always starting something. You right.
Boosie.
Shut up.
That's who you are. You the
right.
Boosie of the
Shut up.
broadcast.
I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up.
I mean, if he invests,
Damn, Troy.
if he invests,
Oh, man.
if he invests his NFL money right, he will be fine too.
I don't care what he invests. His bank account won't stretch as long as Simone's, man. Simone got M's in the bank.
Wow, y'all, it always comes down to money. Okay, well, on that note, we just
Bruh.
want to look. It's a beautiful couple. Her man is supporting her. That was my point.
Yeah, man. Black love.
Yes,
Black love. I like it too.
and he has a tie to here, so that was
Yeah.
even better. You know,
I don't know what to say after that. I'm just flabbergasted.
we're transitioning
Transition.
to something that doesn't even have nothing to do with it, but Madden.
I know it. It's crazy. You know, yeah, Madden is a big thing. I used to be a
know.
very huge Madden fan. But believe it or not, I haven't played Madden since Michael Vick was on the cover.
What?
I am not
You're
joking.
aging yourself right now.
It's okay. It's okay. But that's the last time I
I
actually
think
played.
I got you beat, but yeah.
I'm serious. Not my.
been some
I
years.
bought the game for my kids,
Uh-huh.
but you know that Madden rating is a big thing for
I
these
know,
guys
it's
in NFL. It's a
crazy.
huge
deal.
It's a huge deal because one, it speaks volume as they think is for their talent, which it really doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
But when you on this Madden game, your rating like it's pretty high, and if you at the bottom of the barrel, kind of speaks for itself.
I mean, do you think it's like an ego thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Without a
'cause-
doubt.
come on.
Listen, you can
Like-
only get 99. You got a 99,
Yeah.
you're damn near perfect on
Yeah.
Madden. You like
Yeah.
your skill set, your speed, your strength, your IQ, like everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got guys like I think he's probably the best defensive player. You know, the guy for the Rams. You know, he has a 99. You know, the guy for the Chiefs, he has a 99.
Yeah.
You know, it's two guys from the Chiefs got 99. To be honest, it's Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey.
Uh-huh.
So,
yeah.
you know, for that, and Brady didn't even get a 99. Aaron Rodgers didn't
that's
even get a
crazy.
99.
What?
You know, I'm
They
serious.
did not.
They
There's
did
only
not.
$4.99.
It's only $4.99.
$4.99.
I don't
It's
know.
$4.99.
Y'all are telling me something new right now. Wow.
4.99s. You have Kelsey, you have Patrick Mahomes,
Jalen
Ramsey, and Defense Player of the Year for the Rams.
No,
Who's
no.
He got a 99.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. Devontae Adams is the fourth 99.
Wait a minute.
Devontae Adams, Jalen Ramsey, Patrick
Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes, Travis Kelsey.
Aaron Donald has a 99.
What? I must not be looking at the wrong list then.
You are. This is my story.
So it's 5?
So he's like, who I say?
I'm
is
like,
it?
no, I can't make this up. I don't make the news. I just report it. That's all I'm saying. I don't make the news.
Aaron Donald should have a 99.
He's Defense Player of the Year. How many years?
Yeah.
You know, so, but yeah, you're right. And so you are the top of your, you know, your position. That's how
Yeah.
they look at it.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can't argue with Devontae Adams, Jalen Ramsey, Patrick Mahomes, nor Travis Kelsey. They are the best at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But I truly thought Aaron Rodgers would be there. Like, I'm just being honest. He's
You're right.
I
he's
thought he-
MVP.
He's right below. He's right below.
He got
Tom Brady.
97.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got
that's
97.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think Uncle Tom should have a 99.
I don't
but
either. I think Aaron Rodgers should have a better rating than
I,
Uncle Tom. But
I do.
that's
I
just
really,
me.
really do. So when you go through it, you got DeAndre Hopkins, you know, who left here with the Texans. And just for the Texans, you know, I want to say you guys are a pool of idiots letting him get out of town, you know, but I digress.
Yeah.
And you have the Myles Garrett, you have Tyreek Hill, Zach Martin, Christian McCaffrey, and he's coming off an injury. So that was interesting to me.
McCaffrey.
Yeah, but he's coming off an injury for the Carolina Panthers, you know, running back. So,
Man, it's a big deal. These dudes.
It's
look
a
at this.
big deal.
Do you remember?
'Cause that's the endorsement funds.
What was it?
Say the team.
Devontae Hall, maybe he was a return
Oh yeah,
specialist
for
for Kansas City.
Yeah, human joystick.
Right, human joystick.
Human joystick.
was literally lobbying John Madden while he was still alive
sure
in a
was.
post game interview.
In a post game
Yeah, I
interview.
remember.
for
I
his
need a
Madden
99.
record. Like,
I need a 99
my speed is too slow or whatever. These guys take this serious.
They
man.
take it
look
serious,
at
and it's the crazy part that attached to that is due to the gaming now internationally.
Yeah.
They're building these even through the NC2A. You have a gaming. You can get a degree by playing games.
I heard that.
You can get. I
That's
mean, and it's
crazy.
to me, that's pretty damn slick, and that's pretty damn smart because you're still capturing the youth. You're still able to captivate them to get them to go to school, whether it's gaming or not.
Yep.
Because as I found out this morning, our co-host is a coder over here. So you
Yeah.
have to understand the mindset for coding. No, just computer. I'm computer literate, but I couldn't code. You know what I'm saying?
I told you he was smart.
Who said he wasn't? I went to school with the guy.
I know, but I always say this, and he always looks at me crazy, like I'm being smart.
That's just my trade. That's just my field. Don't
That's
put
your-
me in a
that's your
classroom full
deal.
of kids and expect me to learn them.
Yeah. So So what you're saying is they care what my son thinks because that's the demographic that plays.
Right. Right. I mean, they have tournaments and big money tournaments for
Yeah.
Madden.
Yeah.
You got guys playing Madden for $10,000, $100,000 tournaments. And you can play. You can be in different parts of the world, and you can play these games.
Yeah.
And it's a big deal.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
like you said, if you're sitting down, if you are a gamer, or if you're one of these guys who are in the NFL, you're going to play with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you suck, you're going to be mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you be like, man, he gave me an 85.
Yeah.
Man, you sorry. You know what I'm saying? 75. But yeah, it's a big deal. And Madden, you talking about, Madden's been around, it says 22.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's 22.
It's been some years since I played
Yeah.
that, man.
Yeah.
The
So,
last Madden I bought, I didn't take it out of the wrapper. I think it was like maybe 05, 06, I don't remember.
I can't remember.
But
I know mine was Michael.
It
Vick.
never came out of the wrapper.
Wow.
I wound up giving it to my nephew or something, but that was the last Madden I
So
purchased.
Yeah.
that was when Troy grew up.
Yeah.
He was like, "Look, I'm an adult now. I gotta go to work."
I'm done with the video games, man. 360, Xbox 360, I think was my last console,
That was ours.
which is probably on par with like the PS2, maybe PS3. I don't know.
Yeah, my kids have the Xbox 360 with the little thing that you can mirror.
Mhm.
What's
Yeah.
the latest PS?
that's
What's the
PS5.
latest PlayStation? PS5.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
$1,000.
Yeah,
Those are
I'm a few
crazy. I know my
consoles
son
behind.
has one. It's crazy. It's
Huh?
ridiculous. I
Oh.
said those.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for it.
I didn't pay for it.
I didn't pay for it either.
So if anybody got one out there that's hot, I'll buy it from you.
Let us know.
Right.
Well, Jackie, we have to like pay the bills at some point.
Is that right?
Yeah, and
It's up to me again.
It's up to you again. I mean, it's a work in progress. Like, what do you want?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's a work in progress. You got all our sponsors over there.
My God.
I mean, just saying, you the man. so who's our sponsor today?
Sponsor today can be, geez,
Plugging the caterer again.
Yeah, we should.
Plug in a caterer.
We should.
That was Just Keep Cooking.
Yes, just
Um,
keep cooking. We should, because that was some amazing food. And
Yeah,
it's been a minute.
she's supposed to come back next week.
Okay.
Honestly, she's going to come back next. But we're trying to work on something else. But if we want to say that, I'll say Just Keep Cooking. You threw my train of thought off and you told me that because I was about to say something. But Just Keep Cooking. My Instagram is Just Keep Cooking. I think the young lady's name is Raquel Jet. Just Keep Cooking. Instagram, Just Keep Cooking. Thank you, Ms. Jet, for Just Keep Cooking, for being one of our sponsors, helping us out with some delicious food, eateries, and more to come.
Yeah. Thank you.
Caught me
Absolutely.
off guard with that.
I'm sorry, but it was like sponsorship time. Would you? I mean, I was trying to give you a hand signal under the table, and it just wasn't working.
It all started this morning. See, so
I know we're just off now. No, see, God don't like ugly.
you ain't too fond of pretty either.
Duh.
Hey,
Well, I'm going over here to Troy.
Go ahead.
Let me turn Troy. Troy,
What
talk
do we
to
got?
me. So, Troy, we should start having an NIL spotlight because I feel like this is going to be an every week.
I'm always finding someone in there.
No,
You're right.
it's
That's
not.
a huge story.
It's going to be like an every week thing for like
Forever.
Yeah.
forever for a couple of years.
Yep. No, I agree.
So, talk to us about what's going on
So
with that now.
I think last time we were talking about some of the unintended consequences
Yeah.
of this whole NIL thing. And
Can you say the acronym in case folks are watching and don't
NIL,
know?
name,
Yeah.
image, and likeness.
Thank you.
So basically, the NCAA set new rules allowing college student athletes to profit off their name, image, and likeness. But at this point, it seems to be trickling down to the high school ranks. So Quinn Ewers is a star quarterback out of South Lake Carroll High School in Texas. I don't know if you've ever heard of South Lake Carroll,
North Dallas.
but they are a
Powerhouse.
powerhouse when it comes to high school football. He's the number one recruit in his class. He told Yahoo Sports that he's leaning toward foregoing his senior year of high school so that he can enroll in Ohio State early. Ewers has over 80,000 followers on Instagram, and since he's popular in his home state, has a chance to profit off his name, image, and likeness and make up to 7 figures. So this kid
I
is
know.
talking about leaving high school early, enrolling in Ohio State so that he can take advantage of the NIL rules. Texas has implemented a rule saying that high school athletes cannot profit off their name, image, and likeness. So he will have the UIL to deal with if he decided to play football this year. His parents want him to go to school, but they haven't made up their minds yet. What's unique about this kid is he's already 18.
Correct.
So
He
somewhere
can.
along the line, his parents held him back. He's right now on pace to graduate as a 19-year-old. So he's older.
Correct.
And I believe I read that he only has to take like an English course or something. And
So like 1 or 2 courses.
one or
out
two
of there.
courses,
Yeah.
and he's out of there. So it may not be a bad decision for him. And I think, who's the guy's name from Louisville? Amobi Okoye, I think his name was. Amobi Okoye graduated high school early.
Yep. He was he was one of the youngest drafted players.
He drafted
Yes.
at 19 years old,
Yep.
but he graduated high school early, went to Louisville for 2 years,
Yep.
and then was able
Came
to go
to
to
Texas.
So this situation with Ewers, if he were to enroll in Ohio State now, he could essentially, if he sits out of football this year in high school, starts playing at Ohio State next year, he can play for 2 years at Ohio State and be eligible to go. I don't know if this is a trend that people are going to follow, but this is definitely something to watch because the question mark, and I've heard this from a lot of people, is what does this do for high school athletes? Texas has took it upon themselves to already nip that
They
in the
cornered
bud.
it. Yeah, they cornered the market.
Other states are, I'm sure, are going to follow suit, but those that have not, these are the issues that you're going to have to deal with 17, 18-year-old kids trying to make money before they even graduate from high school. So at any rate, I
Yeah.
thought this was a cool story. And if you've never seen this kid play, I encourage you to YouTube him. You want to talk about arm talent? This kid is up there with Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, with his ability to deliver the football.
Say his name again.
Quinn Ewers.
Okay.
Ewers, Ewers. Unbelievable talent. I can't wait to see him play. I hope he's successful.
But you're a quarterback, so you're
We'll
biased.
see. I'm biased.
You are biased.
I
He
am.
was a quarterback. I was picking up on
I
his
am,
funk over
but
there.
just watching, dude, this dude, he throws sidearm, falling down. It doesn't matter, man. He can deliver the ball from any angle. He's an unbelievable talent. To do what he does as an
agree.
18-year-old.
I agree. I think for me, it just goes back to Texas, right?
Yeah.
Texas, right? The forever last state, Texas. and this forever last state, but always trying to constrict and rules. Like there's no reason. Oh, we're not going to let that happen. Like, come on, man, that's not your future. Like, I don't necessarily agree if he skips the high school, but my thing is, it's young student athletes graduating early every day, every year.
Yeah.
If he has the ability to do something online, can get with his school, let him go make his money.
Yeah.
He'll
Maybe.
never probably get this opportunity again. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, and I look at it from both sides where, yeah, students gonna, but that's not going to be the same for every student because they're not going to have that talent pool. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to have his skill set. So for his parents and for whoever is in his camp, just be mindful of that. And you make the best decision that's going to be for his future, not for his now. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
You know, and I mean, take it. Shit.
I mean, his now is
That's it.
potentially making
Seven
seven figures. It's hard to just
Right.
turn your back on that.
It really
Right,
is.
You know?
Especially if your family hasn't had it before.
Well, if he's go to South Lake Carroll,
he's
that's
good.
that's suburbs.
Yeah, he's in the suburbs.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
the suburbs.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
South.
if you haven't had that type of money, but that's why I say if.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because and once again, I'm not making this what it is, but I will have to say this: he's number one quarterback. He's a white suburban kid
With a mullet.
with a mullet, that can flat ass play.
Yeah.
He can flat ass play, right? My question would be, if he was African American or minority, would the same NIL opportunities cross his path?
Maybe, maybe not.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Because from what I'm seeing, other than Hersey Miller, everyone else has been white with the
big
large,
deals.
with the big deals.
Yeah, with the big
Everyone's
deals.
been white,
Yeah, the
Interesting.
big deals.
and I can't make that up. Once again, I read a lot,
You
you
know?
know.
But
So
you talking the big deals are going to quarterbacks, like the quarterback. At
two girls, the
at
two college
Alabama.
basketball players.
That's true too. I think about them.
I can dig with you, you know.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
what I'm saying. So
That's true.
So that's all I'm saying. Like, it's a kid, number one basketball player in the country. Have you heard anything about him?
No.
Mhm.
I mean, that's
I
why.
haven't.
That's what people like. That's where athlete wallet, Jabari.
Right.
That's where those guys have to come into play.
What? But see, and we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to that. You know. So and well, we'll talk about that later. But
Yeah.
it's things like that where I am all for utilizing what you have, because it's been so many years where sports have been around and they made so much money off these student athletes. Like you said, NC2A, anywhere else, that's a racket.
Yeah.
It's a racket.
Mm-hmm.
So let them go make their bread. And for whoever made the law trying to say, well, Texas is, we're going to control it, it's just.
Well, I think what you're saying, Jackie, is the equity thing we know in America is a real thing,
Absolutely.
and we're still working towards having equity for everybody. And it remains to be seen. I'm not gonna speak too soon, but you pose a really good question,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be interesting to watch this unfold.
Yeah.
But numbers do speak.
Period.
So right now, I won't jump the gun, but we'll keep track of the numbers
Yeah.
and see what the
That's
stats
what I'm
show
paying
us.
attention to.
Right, and
That's
see
really,
what,
I'm just
what it
like,
shows us.
damn. Because everyone that's had the following, that's been the upper echelon,
Mm-hmm.
the two young ladies, they're okay. But it was their following that got them, the money.
Yeah, exactly. That
So
Instagram
so
follow.
let's pose this in the social media era.
Okay.
Is it color or is it social media following?
It's social media right now,
Mhm.
because that's where more the younger generation's realities are
Mhm.
in the social media. They can attach to it. Oh, this. But I mean, hell, if that's the case, if you took Quavo from
Yeah.
the Migos, right?
Yeah.
He plays pretty decent basketball. But I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
sounds crazy. He thinks he's a basketball player.
True.
I'm just saying. So if you took the, what's it called, the entertainment league,
Mhm.
right? I think they had something like Chris Brown and some of these guys out there
Right.
playing.
Yep.
So take some of them, right?
Mhm.
Just hypothetical. And I don't like hypothetical, but just hypothetical. Say if you took, who's a young artist? Say if you took, what's the gentleman? I don't even know some of these rappers' names. Lil Baby. Say if you took Lil
I
Baby,
knew
right?
he was gonna
Lil
say
Baby.
Lil
So
Baby.
if you took Lil Baby, he's probably between 20 and 22 years old, right?
Yep.
But if he was in
Mhm.
college, would he get an NIL? From his social media following.
From his media,
Yeah.
from his social media.
Yeah.
So
following,
that's
he
what I'm
could.
saying. So is it really about the talent, or is it really about the
I
following?
mean, the kid, there's a
Okay.
guy in Michigan that played 3 minutes a game. I think we talked about him last week. He averaged
did.
3 minutes a game and just signed some NIL deal because he has a social media.
Because he has a
following.
social media.
The kids at Walk-Ons. You've heard of Walk-Ons,
Uh-huh.
The restaurant.
Yeah.
the restaurant.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You guys know how that restaurant
Yes.
came about.
Yes.
Two Walk-Ons
Yeah.
that played basketball at
LSU.
open
Yep.
this restaurant. So guys like that would have been getting these type of NIL. Two
Exactly.
guys on the end of the bench
Right.
may have had the biggest NIL deal at LSU back
Right.
back in those days. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's color. I don't know if it's following. It's probably a combination of both. We'll just have to. This thing is going to evolve,
I'll
man.
pay
Just
attention
watch
to
it.
it. Yeah,
Well,
we'll pay attention to it.
Like you said, the social media thing is interesting because now it's like the not best players. It's putting them into a whole nother realm, publicly and financially.
I have to add this to it. Who's ever with them understands business. That's where I think our people who look like us are going to fall short. They don't understand the business, and they don't understand the algorithms, and they don't understand going out here and using that to get you here. So I would also have to add that because most of us don't grow up in a business mindset. We don't have a business setting. Ours is survival. So really that sport is our way out. You see what I'm saying? So I would attach for those student athletes who's ever around them, they are leading them and putting them in the right situations.
Yeah.
So I have to add that to it as well. So
Yeah.
I just won't say it's all about the color, but
Yeah, we're gonna stay tuned and see what happens. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, but gosh, I need a lead in. Like we've got to get these. We got to get this music together,
We gotta
fellas.
get it together, man.
We gotta
We're
get-
gonna-
I
we're
don't
gonna get
have
on
no
our producers
music.
after this show's
Yeah.
over with.
It's just not right leading into Jess's juice with no juice.
Oh,
With no
shit.
We'll get
juice.
something popping, man. Let's go.
We
Talk to
gotta
me.
have juice.
what is this?
I mean, I don't.
I just say you got a little George juice in that cup.
I mean, so we're gonna start off with my home team town, the Broncos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought
mean,
it was-
this is
I didn't know
fun.
where you're from is where you're at. I'm just asking.
I mean, you know, I'm where I need to be. I
Jimmy
go
or
where I need to be. Shut up. Okay. So Brett Jones signed or is signing. I will say this is like 2 days ago, so
Yep.
I'll be honest. I don't know if he actually signed yet. So they were saying he was in the process, so I
Okay.
can't say he's officially signed. But he's signing on with the Broncos. So, you know, I know we talked about the Broncos last week specifically and some other teams. You know, he was with the Vikings.
It's a center, right?
Yeah, he's
Yes.
a center from Canada.
It's from Canada, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to
So-
figure out some juice behind this guy. Keep
That's
going.
what I'm like. That's
Come
what
on.
I'm like.
Keep
Keep
going.
going. You
Let's
talk
go.
about this. Let's get this juicy. Let's squeeze this juice right quick. Shit, that's what I was like.
It's the look. It doesn't have to be juice, okay?
I got you.
So-
it's your hometown team. You rep.
It is. So I got to throw it in there
Gotcha.
that he's signing, and we're gonna see what he does.
And they need some help on the offensive line.
Huh?
He-
Yes, they
need
do.
some help on
They
the
do.
O-line. He's
Absolutely.
versatile. He can play center. He
Yeah.
can play guard.
So and he turned 30 on the day I pulled the story. Okay, it was his birthday. So happy birthday, Brett Jones,
Happy birthday,
and
Brett.
welcome to Denver. That's what I'll say.
I mean, he's been hurt. He's had some injuries since he came to the NFL. I think he was like all everything when he was up in Canada.
When he was in
playing.
Canada.
Yeah,
Mhm.
came to the NFL and he's been hurt ever since.
You know why?
Why?
The weather.
In
Wow.
Canada?
The altitude.
Hmm.
It's the weather. One of the things
Mhm.
is playing in Canada, like when you in the off season, you can't really train. That's why I will always come to the
Come
States.
down. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
It makes
They-
a difference.
So what about indoor training? Like why?
It's not the same. Indoor training,
Uh-huh.
it's like almost like artificial breathing.
It's not the
Yeah.
same.
You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
get in the elements, to get in the heat, you know, to condition your body to whatever terrain that you're going to be playing on, you're not going to get that inside.
Yeah.
You can lift some weights, you can do some plyometrics, you can do all that stuff, but to get out, you got to get in that sun, you got to get that conditioning, you got to work on those, the little things. You know what I'm saying? Stabilize the muscles, balances. You can't get that inside.
Yeah.
True.
That makes sense. Well, gosh, okay. Well, if you guys, so I'm going to bring you some
Squeeze
more
the juice.
Yeah, you want some juice. Apparently, y'all started out the show always going, you know, we didn't want this sensationalism. Now I see y'all want it, so I'm going to bring it to you.
I mean,
And it's so funny. Can I just share a little fun fact
Yeah.
for those watching? I'm sitting there one night, you know, just trying to decompress, and we get our group text, and it's Troy.
Uh-oh.
oh shit.
And Troy,
What'd I
'cause,
say?
you know, Troy doesn't know any juice. So if you've been following our show, I give Troy crap because he doesn't know any juice. But
Yeah.
now he's starting to get in the know because he has to, because he's here with us. So Troy sends me this text to our group, and he's like, "This is some good Jess's juice."
Yes.
So this story came from Troy. I was so proud of him. I was like, "Oh,
Reeling
Troy."
him in.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, Troy's over there looking at the tabloids.
That's right. I mean, this one stood out, man. I had to mention this one to you.
So PJ Washington,
Is that real?
it,
Real. Oh, it's real.
this is real. This was a new one to me. It really
It's
was.
real.
So I do know Brittany Renner. She's the famous Instagram
Instagram model.
model.
I don't know
Yeah,
who
and
that
she's been with some people. So no, I just mean,
Said
you
that kind
know,
of loosely.
no,
Yeah.
no,
No,
no.
She's pretty loose with it.
Oh man, do that thing.
I am not judging. Whatever. I'm all about the women here. Okay. So so this is, speaking of social media, he goes hard. First of all, he deletes her on social media. Then he tweets out and he says, "You was faking it all along."
Yeah. You gotta tell him what happened. Jackie looking lost right now.
I am. I'm like, that's what I'm like with.
So they had a relationship. They have a new baby. Like, their baby is brand new. I want to say a month or two, because I just, before I came in, I did look at her page. Oh, and Troy, by the way, I don't know if Troy saw this when he first saw the story. She only has like 6 posts right now. So I don't know if she had a lot of posts before that. I didn't follow her account. But it's interesting. She just has the baby and her.
Yep.
Like, there's a couple pictures of her, a couple pictures of the baby. She has, several 100,000 followers. So yeah, they both deleted pictures of each other. So they had to have, because actually it says they deleted pictures.
There was.
So she deleted
Buku pictures of both of
She
them.
deleted her whole feed.
This is basically an Instagram model, video vixen, whatever you want to call her, that wooed this young man while he was still playing at Kentucky.
Well, allegedly.
There's no allegedly about
There
that.
is allegedly.
So this man was wooed while he was a college student at Kentucky.
Papa Smoke.
Okay?
You're not.
Go
Can
on,
I
hit
just
me
say,
with
fellas, you're not
the
wooed. You are not wooed if you do decide to co-sign on getting
Consensual?
together. Yeah, I mean, these two
It was consensual, but I don't think he was really aware
What happened?
of her. They had a kid.
they were
and
a
she
couple
left him.
and they had a kid.
So she had him believing that they were in a real relationship, like they were going to get married.
He
have
went in that
kids,
nigga head.
have a family, and she had his kid and was like,
Peace.
"Peace."
But
I'm being
see,
your
we
pocket
don't
for the
we
next
don't know
18
the
years.
whole backstory. We don't know why she left. I will have to say, there's always a backstory. No,
She left
don't
because she got what she
don't
wanted.
don't.
I'm
don't-
an intense listener. I'm
the
listening.
nostrils are getting bigger right now.
Because I'm
Dave
just
Mitchell.
like, how did he fall for that?
What do you mean? How did
was
he
bad.
fall for it? She's
She's
very
an attractive
pretty,
lady?
Yes.
very pretty.
Okay.
He's got a nice
Absolutely.
body.
Shit.
But here,
There's
come
no-
on,
no
fellas. How I don't like this. How did she fall for that, or how did he fall?
Yeah.
He
No,
didn't.
the-
How do we know he fell for anything?
Somebody told him, man. I mean,
But
you're
what
in
I'm
the league
saying
now,
is,
man. Like,
we
come
don't
on.
believe that she couldn't really have been in love with him, and maybe he isn't all he's cracked up to be. We don't know how he acts behind
There's
the
3
scenes.
sides to every story.
3. You right.
He could.
What's
I'm
her
not,
name?
Brittany Renner.
Oh, I was like, this can't be her. I was like, oh, this can't be her. Okay, I got that name wrong.
Man.
Sorry.
Well,
Bruh.
here's the thing. I feel like women always get the bad rap,
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily.
but well, in these type of situations, she's a vixen. She's a video vixen, Instagram model. Okay, she has a. Let me tell you first of all, I don't know this woman, but you have to. I know it. God, I'm gonna set myself up for this. I was gonna say, because I don't even want to say it now.
Say it.
This whole theme that women just have kids to trap a man. Do you know how expensive a kid is? It's like $300,000, the lifespan of a child. You know that, from 0 to like 21.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute. This young lady she's Colin Kaepernick,
Yes, she was.
Little Uzi
So-
Vert,
Lil Uzi
Casey
Vert.
Theroux,
Yes.
Ben Simmons,
Yes.
PJ Washington.
So let me tell you
Colin
about
Kaepernick said he used to make her pay her own,
pay the flight.
pay for her own
Pay the
flight
flight.
to come.
She wrote a tell-all.
He wouldn't
book.
fly him. He wouldn't fly out. He was like, you pay for your own flight if you want.
So
this.
that's another story, because that does bother me. But anyways, and I love Colin Kaepernick, but that really, okay. But
man.
anyways, we can't get it.
Damn.
So
She got 4.6 million followers.
You putting the baby in that, Jackie?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna say this. Someone should have told him to strap.
When I
up.
was 17, 18, I might have.
who had to tell him?
I
He's
might
a
have-
grown man.
No,
I
it feels
fell for it
different.
just like he did.
But
It
don't nobody
feels
have to
different.
tell you something.
It feels different. Yes, they
no,
do.
no.
She could have said put it.
No.
She could have said put it on. She didn't want it either.
But here's my point. Let's get back to, do we think that she set him up? See, I'm tired of the women always taking the blame for this.
I didn't say that.
But Troy says he's all the way with this. That's why he
I
said
don't know
with
if it
this
was
story.
set up, whether it was intentionally set up that way or not. I'm just at some point, PJ, you got to see the reality of the situation.
But I feel like this woman has been with a lot of high profile men.
Yeah.
Come on.
She went to Jackson State,
So
bro.
all of a sudden she just gonna pick.
HBCU spotlight.
Shit.
All of a sudden she's just gonna pick PJ Washington and go, you know what? You're
Let
the
me
one
see
I
this
want
gentleman.
to be.
Look at him. This
That's
sucker-ass.
not how it happens. You don't just all of a sudden pick him out of everybody and be like, this is who I'm gonna have a baby with,
Yeah.
and then dump.
Yes.
A child's a whole child.
Because everyone that was already there on that level, that had made it to the professional ranks, the entertainment world, they were all aware of her. So I'm going to go swing over here to Kentucky campus, some of these kids that I know about to be first-round picks.
Okay.
And I'm speculating.
You are
I don't know the
speculating.
truth. But if she met this kid when he was still in college,
Yeah, she 29. How old is this young man?
I think he's early 20s. I feel like he's early 20s. Don't quote me on that.
How old are you, brother?
I feel like
24 maybe?
yeah, mid 20s. I feel
23, 24. He's been in the league for a couple of years.
he's a little younger. So there's that.
Something happened, man. He's, I mean, it is what it is.
22.
To be
Well.
real about this whole thing, I feel like if PJ wasn't acting all butthurt, he's been on Instagram posting, all of his tears and F you, forget this woman. And if he didn't appear so upset and so bothered by it, I don't think it would be a conversation. In my mind, he should just take the attitude of, yeah, that's my kid, whatever.
Take care of your
I'm
responsibility.
taking care of my child. Like, so what? We not together no more and end it. But, he seems hurt by the breakup.
But you know what? I actually like that because it shows this gentleman actually cares
Yeah, he
about
did. He
her
cared.
and his child
She
and
don't care
having
about
a
him.
family. So I respect that. That I love that he's being vulnerable enough. I will say I don't think you should air it out on social media, but the fact that he's vulnerable enough to be like, look, this hurts.
Zach Randolph replied to one of his posts, and he said, "Don't worry about it, man. I married a hoe."
Oh, okay.
It happened to all of us, man. I married a hoe.
Oh gosh.
They still
I
married?
can't-
I don't think so.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
man. Well,
I mean, I'm sorry. That shit
I
is.
know. I can't. I'm not.
Because you can't even,
I'm not even gonna say
James
nothing.
Harden put money on it.
Yeah.
He got a strip club. He got a VIP, MVP,
But he not trying to wife nobody. He letting
No,
you
I'm
know.
just saying, like, it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get 90, you get, $200 million from Adidas? It's not even your contract money.
Yeah.
No trick.
Exactly.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
Okay.
on.
So my last juice. Okay, we're gonna move on. The last juice is we talk about the Jenners and the Kardashians.
That's
a
what
lot
she
on
sound
here.
like. Brittany Renner sound like a Kardashian.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
The history.
Yeah.
Well,
That's their
I don't
MO. That's a
know.
Kardashian MO, right?
She hang with Tina Trump and Drake and
gosh.
shit.
Well, guys.
Okay. Okay, go. What we got?
I heard something about Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah.
Lil Uzi Vert.
When you
I don't
type in
know.
her name,
So-
it shows affiliation.
Well, you don't. Probably Troy doesn't know. You probably know. Kendall has been. This is no new news, but there's something new about it.
Uh-oh.
Kendall Jenner. She's been with Devin Booker for a while. You know that, right?
No, I
Kendall.
didn't know that.
That's the
Oh.
youngest. That's the
How old
young.
is she?
She's the youngest one, right?
Yeah, she's like 20.
Yeah, she's not even a Kardashian.
She's
She
like
got the Jenner
23.
name.
She's only a little older than Kylie because
Yeah.
Kylie's what 22 now.
man.
They're like
She's
2 years-
25.
Okay. So yeah, a couple years apart.
She the makeup one?
No,
one have a
that's
makeup on?
Kylie.
That's Kylie.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's the model,
Gotcha.
supermodel. So they celebrated their first anniversary recently, and yeah, it does say here Jenner 25, Booker 24, and so there's the word on the streets is they might be getting engaged at some point.
Come on, Devin.
Wow. Okay. So I want y'all to explain this to me. No, I really want to hear it. So when you say, come on, Devin, that ain't a good thing. So tell us about your thoughts, Troy.
These damn Kardashians, man.
But how is it them? Y'all are blaming them.
Let me ask this. Like, like when you reach a certain status, so to speak, in the entertainment world, the sports world, are you obligated to date someone that's in that same space?
You're not obligated, but you wanna have someone who has the same mindset and possible schedule, who's gonna understand your lifestyle.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that's why these athletes and entertainers sort of naturally gravitate toward one another.
Correct.
I'm guessing.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
And
I mean, they're attractive.
I understand, and I
Right.
and I kind of understand that.
And the money, if you both want to be on the same level financially.
because you never want to be pulling the weight all the time.
If you're gonna pick a Kardashian, he probably got the right one.
By the way, she's a Jenner. We do have to say.
Jenner.
I don't want to. Yeah, her
Okay.
name is Jenner,
She's
so
Jenner.
we don't want to
So maybe he got the right one.
disrespect her name.
You know, but your father-in-law, mother-in-law, I wonder how he feels about it. Your mother-in-law,
Well,
your mother-in-laws. How do your
I
mother-in-laws
guess,
feel about it?
for me,
Mother-in-laws.
I'm gonna be quick because I know we got to wrap up this Just Juice. But for me, I'm gonna be completely
unless we
honest.
want to talk about you, Jay Mitchell.
No, I'm gonna be
Remember
completely
last
honest.
week
If,
we
if
said-
this was me, like I'm dead ass serious. If I was making the type of money that these guys are making, I'm finna go to one of these islands
Mm-hmm.
or somewhere and find me somebody don't
Sure.
nobody fucking know.
Brazilian.
But it ain't gotta be. I go to
Zambia.
Africa. Like, I go to Tanzania. You know, I don't
Yeah.
care. But I'm gonna
Egypt.
find me someone
Ethiopia.
who isn't in that.
Tell him.
You know what I'm saying? who isn't in that? Who's gonna appreciate it? And I'm saying that she doesn't, because I don't know what relationship they have. It's not for me to claim. But goddamn, they're always in the news.
Always.
Always
I
in the
mean,
Come on,
relationship.
man.
like you say, Jackie, I just
Always.
reported.
Yeah, just report it. And the thing about it, I applaud them because they have the resources to be front and center.
Right.
And it becomes one of the things. Well, shit. It's almost like this movie that Will Smith played. It's called Focus, where they indirectly show things to you daily. And it's like subconsciously you're thinking. So shit, if you always looking at one of their faces, damn, they become more appealing. If they're all in social media, they become a little bit more attractive. There's always somebody talking about them. Like I applaud their relationship if it's genuine. It's not for me to comment on it. But find you somebody else.
I will say Kendall is the main one, not the only, but out of all of them, she's very, very private. So is
Yeah.
Kylie.
That's why I said he picked the right one.
Right.
He was
So
gonna pick
just to your point, not arguing with you,
Right.
but she is very low key. So
Yeah,
she does not
yeah.
seek out attention. And in fact, she said she does admit they have a relationship. She'll admit that because it's obvious. However, that's as far as she'll go. And I respect that too. You know,
Yeah.
and she's actually commented and said respectfully on the reunion. I know you guys didn't watch it, but she said that I chose to go the opposite way of my sister. I know they're like, yeah, Troy's like, that's what I was doing a couple Sundays ago.
I was like, reunion. I'm like,
But she says that, you know, she chooses a different route than her sisters. And no, she said it respectfully, that she is very quiet, very private. She does not like the spotlight. So, you know, there's that. I don't know.
and I
So
think
we'll
they're
see.
cool. They're cute. They're a good looking couple.
I will say, no matter how much money, age, or how much money you have, who you are, I just worry about these young marriages. Being a person who married really young, you know, it's just woo. Unless you've had like some therapy and stuff, which we didn't, you're gonna change a lot. So that's always my thing. And I'm not married, so there's that. I'm just saying, as a person who was married young. And can we get like that needed a sound effect.
What do we need? Some milk.
He needs some milk.
Yes, we do. Well, I want to talk about a subject that I love, that's near and dear to my heart, HBCUs. Woo, woo.
Nice.
So, Troy, you are HBCU expert over here.
Couple things.
Yeah.
Let's go with Chris Paul. So yeah, this is Jackie's guy, right?
Yeah.
So Chris Paul has teamed up with the Hall of Fame to develop a new collegiate event in partnership with the NBA. The HBCU tip-off takes place November 22nd and 23rd in the Mohegan Sun Arena, with 4 historically black colleges participating. The 2-day doubleheader will feature Morehouse. I was kind of surprised to see Morehouse, but Virginia Union University, West Virginia State University, and Winston-Salem State University. So the connection there, as far as those particular schools, Virginia Union is the alma mater of the class of 2021 enshrinee Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace.
West Virginia State produced the class of 2003 Hall of Famer Earl Lloyd and the 1982 class Hall of Fame coach. If you're any sort of fan
Big
of
House
HBCU basketball,
Big House
you know
Gaines.
Clarence Gaines, who coached at
Clarence.
Winston-Salem State for 47 years. And Morehouse, they say Morehouse is a very strong journalism and sports program, which has documented the historical impact of HBCUs on the game of basketball. So I like this. I think this is great. It's going to be a 4-team classic. Hopefully this becomes an annual thing. And this is something that can bring, that spotlight to these HBCUs. Right now we have, and we've mentioned them here on this show, some of the better athletes that are signing with some of these HBCUs. In my mind, this is a recruiting ploy. Hopefully it can draw crowds. If you get the right schools and the right universities there, you can turn this into an event. We like to show up and party for anything. So I like it. I hope that this grows. So kudos to you, Chris Paul. Chris Paul is currently a student at Winston-Salem State. So
Yes.
it makes sense that those guys are in the first one. But kudos. I'd be curious to see how it progresses going forward and what other teams that they put in there in the future. Of course, I'd love to see my own alumni.
I would love
participating.
for it to generate more revenue.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to get on that topic, but I just have to say that like you said, we show up for events and fun but definitely we need to, as much I know as these schools have been in the news and now there's a movement to support HBCUs.
Yep.
Those of us who know the background and know their funding situations, they still need help and support. We're a long way. I'm not going to speak for every HBCU because I'm not the expert on every single one, but I know enough about most of them financially still need the support. They don't get half
have
the
that
money.
endowment like you have at
Correct.
UT.
Correct. So that's what I'm hoping is that these type of events bring the big money.
Yes, I agree.
I totally agree. Can you name those schools off for me again? Morehouse, Winston-Salem State, West Virginia State, and Virginia Union. So the crazy thing about it is, as a child, I grew up on the East Coast.
Around all those schools.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know you did.
CIAA, the MEAC, like that was a big deal for us. So I actually seen a Charles Oakley. I actually seen a Ben Wallace, and I can only be grateful that actually Big House Gaines recruited me,
Yeah.
for basketball.
Mhm.
So to be right there in the middle of that, I think it speaks volume, but it goes back to what you stated. I think it's just a great idea to bring funding and attention to those universities because, with Morehouse is, I think it's a D2, for its athletics.
Yeah, it is.
So once again, we've had a lot of bright minds come through there, with the funding. But now when you get this attention, like you said, to get that money ploy coming in, you know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool, man. I applaud them. It's a great opportunity. They do have the CIAA tournament that happens every year. It's one of the
And
largest
it's one of the
turnouts.
biggest
Yeah, it's
HBCU
yep.
tournaments for sure.
Yes, I mean it's a
CIAA.
big turnout. It's
Yeah.
a big turnout. When you have the Eagle Aggie Classic, that's like CIAA going against the MEAC. But now, one of the things, we're losing our schools to other conferences due to the financial. You have guys going to, I can't remember the name of the conference, but Ohio Valley Conference. I think A&T is trying to get out of their conference as well to move on because of their status athletically. I just hope they don't do too much to lose lose sight of who's coming to those universities, who need the opportunity to have that chance to be seen. But I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, I think basketball is the realm that, like, if you want to bring HBCUs to a level where they're competing with some of these PWIs, I think it's going to be a lot easier in basketball.
Easy.
You don't,
Yeah.
I just need 5 of you.
Well, the biggest thing that
mhm.
to me, the difference is the
Exactly.
bigs.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just the bigs. The bigs, those bigs, they go to those bigger universities because
Yep.
they one and done.
They want
Yeah.
But you take the bigs out,
you got a game.
You gotta
No doubt.
game,
You got a
yes.
level playing
You got
field.
a game,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's the same way in football.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the guys up front.
Shit.
That's the
That's the
biggest
thing.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at any rate,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, before we get out of here, we do have to talk about. I feel like we don't talk about well, actually, no, we're going to talk about NBA. I was going to say NFL. We don't talk about NFL a lot, but maybe next week NBA.
NFL ain't here yet.
I know, but I
It's
feel
coming.
like it. I mean, training camp. There's some stuff
We
going
talk
on.
about Madden.
I know, And we talked about Brett.
And we talked about Brett Jones, right? We had to slip that in.
I mean, I'm just saying.
The Canadian center.
I'm just
We had a
saying.
segment about a Canadian center.
Shut up. Okay. This is my show, damn it.
That's right. You got it. And you can dumb it.
All right. All right. Talk about these NBA draft choices with us.
Who we got?
NBA draft choices. It was without a doubt that Kate Cunningham was going first.
Yeah.
I mean, it was without a doubt.
Knew
You're
that.
talking about a 6'8", swing guy that can handle the ball. I don't know if he's explosive as he needs to be, but talent wise, he showed everything. Then you have the number 2 pick that's going to be right here, in the state of Texas, Jalen Green. The young man went to the D League and got down. So, I mean, you talking about a 17, 18-year-old kid going there and averaging right at 19 points against other professionals. So, coming straight out of high school, it's going to be, fascinating. My biggest thing is how will they fit into the system of what's about to happen?
Right.
Due to what we spoke about earlier, due to the variant, it may be coming back. It's going to be another bubble season.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but, when we look at these, and it's been, even with the draft, there have been some trades, with the trades with the Lakers. They got a mantelpiece to me in trading for Westbrook. And I'll throw that in there. I know it was part of one of my things, but I know we don't have a lot of time. But with that trade, now you get your big 3. Even with this draft, you're looking at some of these young guys. Like, to me, the Magic got a great pick in Jalen Suggs, the young kid that went to Gonzaga, the guard.
Yeah.
How are they going to fit into what you're doing? Boston is making moves. Like, one of the teams that I didn't see doing too much was Brooklyn. I didn't see a lot happening in Brooklyn, So when you talk about parity of the league, you speak of the elites. You're going to speak of the Lakers. You're going to speak of, you got to bring up Boston. I don't care what anyone says. Sacramento's going to make a good run, I really think. Minnesota can make a good run because they have the tool set. Utah's going to make a good run. You can't count out, of course, Golden State. You can't count out, Utah Jazz. You can't count out the Toronto Raptors. You can't count out, the Clippers. So to me, the way this draft came about, it's going to be interesting to see how these pieces fall into the coaching staffs that will be added to new coaching members, African-American coaches now getting opportunities. Yeah. So it's going to be pretty interesting. So the draft to me was it was interesting. I didn't know a lot of the players. If you were past player 20, I didn't know who you were.
20, you got that far?
I got that far. Like, yeah, you got I got that far. Like, I'm not joking because, I was like, who's this? And I want to get a shout out also to the commissioner, man, for, I think the gentleman's Terrence Williams, the kid who passed away.
Oh, yeah, from Kentucky.
And they gave him a draft, and I thought that's class act, man. That's a class act by the commissioner, man. And the NBA, to me, like I said, they're always on the forefront of doing things the right way. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. So
I agree.
I think the Rockets won. In my mind, the Rockets won.
They did.
I mean, Jalen Green, in my mind, is the best player in the draft. He's the most proven.
Right, because he played. He played
against grown men last year and balled.
19. Yes, right in 19.
So, in my mind, he's the most ready to step in right now and make an impact.
He understands the flow. Yes, he understands the flow of the game, the strength of the game, the speed of the game. Like you said, he actually played.
Yeah.
Where other guys were playing on collegiate level, it's different.
Right. Yeah.
So,
completely different ball game.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
But for real.
Yeah.
And I'm a Laker fan, so I kind of.
You like that pick?
The trade?
Yeah.
Westbrook?
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I like it. I mean, Westbrook's a great player. Future Hall of Famer. You can't deny his talent.
Number 1.
I just don't know that he fits with LeBron's style of play.
I think it's perfect.
What I'll say is this team, the Lakers now, is made up similar to the Miami Heat. Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. Now you have LeBron, Westbrook, AD. So it's a similar team. But they still don't have any shooters. They trade away all of their shooters, and until they finish their roster, that's why I haven't made an opinion yet.
Right.
Once their roster is filled out and completed, if they add some shooters, I'll like it. If they don't add any shooting, they're going to have some problems. I think
they're going to add some shooters. I think they're going to bring some through the back door.
Yeah.
But one thing that I appreciate, you have a true point guard.
Yeah.
You have a true floor general.
Maybe.
But understand, the only time LeBron, to me, won that is when he had Wade and when he had Kyrie. true point guard, a floor general.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So to let him play off, to let AD, because all of them can handle the ball. They can get to anywhere spots on the floor. Like you said, adding those little shooters here and there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. But you truly have a point guard, someone who can disperse the ball, high IQ, who's fast, who's physical.
Yeah.
And by the NBA being an isolation game, you're going to have troubles matching up one-on-one.
We'll see. They're going to butt heads at some point. I want to see what happens down the stretch, fourth quarter.